YouTube! So today I'm going to be going over to the office, of course, and I am actually going to be printing out some new stickers. I've decided that I'm going to be doing some more hypomorphs. So I actually don't know which ones are left. So whenever I get over to the office, I'm going to take a look at my list and see which ones I have left that I need to do, and if there is more than 3, I might end up needing to do like 2 in this video and then do another video doing the other 2, or however many there are left. I'll need to figure that out and decide also which ones to do. So let's go ahead and head on over to the office and see which hypomorphs we're going to be doing today. Alright, I have made it to the office and I actually need to figure out which of the hypomorphs I'm going to be printing out today, because looking at my little cheat sheet that I made for myself, it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stickers still in that kind of I don't really know what to say, what I want to call it. Not, I guess, morph drop or whatever, that series, maybe that's what I'm trying to say, left. So I think instead of doing the full amount of hypos that are still needing to be done, I'm going to do 3 today, and then I'll do the rest of the Blue-Eyed Lucy's because it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe of those left. I don't know if I'll be able to do 5 in one video. So yeah, I might just again end up doing 3 of those in the next morph drop, it looks like. So I'm not gonna finish the hypos today, and it doesn't look like I'll finish the Blue-Eyed Lucy's in their next drop either. But I need to figure out which of the hypo series I'm gonna be doing today out of the 6, which 3 I want to do. So I also need to mark off on my little cheat sheet that I have done the Blue-Eyed Lucy's that I did last time, the ball python, hognose, and I believe the corn snake was the ones that I did. So let me go ahead and scribble those out so I don't keep counting them as something that needs to be done. That one, and that one I did already. So now I just have the hypo, or part of the hypo drop series, the hypo series that I need to do left is the ball python, corn snake, leopard gecko. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Let me actually open up my Etsy shop, because I don't know why I'm doing it this way, because I already have the listings set up, but they're drafts. So let me go ahead and look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have 5 left that I need to do. Apparently I didn't. I haven't been crossing things off on this, so this little cheat sheet doesn't really help me. Unless, let me look. Yeah, I did the albino. I have the hypo. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm confusing myself. I'm always so organized, but then somehow with my Etsy shop, I'm like, I'm falling behind on my organization over here. This is so unlike me. Okay, scratch that one out. So we've already done that. Let's see, out of the true hypos that we have left to do, there is a hypo bearded dragon and a hypo corn snake. The other 3 for that series are not actually hypos, but are morphs that I was wanting to drop alongside the hypos so that everything gets a new morph at the same time. So that would be, I'm gonna do a lesser ball python in this drop, in this series, a ghost African fat tail, and then the green morph of the white tree frog. There is actually a hypo for the ball python, but as a single morph, a single gene snake, it doesn't have as much popularity as a lesser morph. Hypo is normally used in tandem with other morphs, so multi-gened ball pythons, they'll end up having hypos mixed in with them to brighten up the patterning and really like push the vibrance and the like depth, I guess, of the pattern that is from the other genes. So having just a plain hypo, I felt like wasn't super necessary for the ball python, because I'm trying to do single gene morphs for it, at least starting. There's so many different combinations of genes and morphs for the ball pythons that it would be hard to do multi-morph variants. So I was trying to do just the single, like if it's popular as a single gene morph, do those. And I feel like lesser is one that you see a lot more of a single gene ball python than a hypo. So I get that's a long explanation for my reasoning, but I hope that makes sense to people, because I do know like hypo is popular and it is actually a morph of a ball python, but that was my reasoning as to why I didn't make a hypo version for the ball python, even though I'm making hypo morphs for other reptiles. And then I can't remember, I would have to look it up again if African fat tails have an actual true hypo or not. But again, it would be one that if there is a hypo of, it wasn't as popular as a single gene morph than the ghost. So, and I believe the ghost is a single gene. Some of my other morphs that I'm going to be doing in the future of things are not necessarily single genes, but they're maybe 2 gene, and they're still very popular, and they use maybe like the albino, or like I know for one of the ball python morphs that I'm going to do uses lesser in it as well. So there was reasoning as to why I chose the morphs that I did. Some of it is because this single gene is not as popular, or I did like a multi-gene, but it's only 2 gene, and it uses maybe 2 morphs that I already did singles of, and it just was like based on popularity, but also based on if it was like a crazy amount of gene mixing. Like ball pythons, you can get up to 6 genes, 6 morph genes mixed together to make a new pattern and new color, and that gets to be really crazy. And also then it's just like there's so much variety that can end up happening that it's like, whoa. So I need to decide. I want to do one. I feel like I should do at least one of the hypos in this next batch, and then maybe leave the other hypo for the final so that there's a hypo in both, because there's only 2 true hypos left. And then I'm wanting to do 3 stickers today and leave the last drop as a 2, I guess. So which ones should I do? I know ball pythons, like I've been talking about, they're a very popular snake to have as pets. And then I have the white tree frog. Let me move you guys, because I'm looking at my laptop, but then it is like I'm staring off to the side. So let me put you above my laptop maybe, so then it doesn't, so then I can like look up at you guys while I'm thinking. So now you're too high up. Okay. So like I said, I have a ball python. It's a lesser. My true hypos are the corn snake and the bearded dragon. And then I have the green white tree frog and the ghost African fat tail. The bearded dragon and the ball python are the most popular out of these reptiles that are left. So I'm tempted to do those 2 today. And then I guess maybe I would do the tree frog as well. And then that would leave the ghost African fat tail and the hypo corn snake for the last 2 that I would need to get done for the hypo series. I feel like that makes the most sense. So I'm probably gonna do the green white tree frog, the lesser ball python, and the hypo bearded dragon. I hope that that makes sense to you guys too, out of the 5 that are left for this series. So I guess let's get started on those. I will show you guys what they look like now that I have decided that those are the ones that I'm going to do. And then we'll start printing them out. So let me go ahead and flip you guys around so you can actually see what the stickers are going to look like today. So starting off, this one is the lesser ball python. And actually one of the ways that you're able to tell if a ball python has lesser in it, from what I've been told by people who actually do breed snakes, I don't think this is a 100% sure way to figure it out, but it's usually pretty accurate, is that they all end up having green eyes. So if somebody's trying to lie to you and say, oh yes, this one has lesser in it, it wouldn't have green eyes. But if they're being truthful and it does have lesser in it, it will have green eyes. Like I said, I don't think that this is a 100% accurate way to know for sure if your snake has lesser or not, but it's pretty common across the board that if a ball python has lesser genes, it will have the green eyes. And actually, a little fact about my family, I guess, is that my mom's new ball python that she got, which I guess she's not like super new anymore, but she's still a baby. She has lesser in her, and she has gotten to a size now that we can actually be seeing her eye color a lot better. Because when they're babies, they're like so small that you can't really see what color their eye is going to be until they start getting some good size on them. And her head is now big enough that you can really see her eyes, and her eyes are green, which if we didn't know for sure, and if we weren't sure about the breeder and thought that they might be lying to us, then this is a way, you know, that now we're like, oh yeah, she definitely does have lesser genes in her. But my mom got her from a good breeder, well known and well respected, and they said that she had lesser in her, and so we were excited to see what her eyes looked like whenever she got big enough. And she's big enough now that we can see her eyes, and they are green and they are beautiful. I love the green eye on a ball python. But this is the sticker. This is what it looks like. And I will do a comparison with how it looks compared to the normal, and I'll do that with the other stickers too, where I show you what the difference between the normals and the new morph that I'm doing today is. So this is that lesser ball python, and then this is our hypo for the day, our hypo bearded dragon. And again, it makes it lighter and brighter. And I will, like I said, show you the difference between this one and the normal. And this one actually is pretty similar to one of our previous morphs we've already done for the bearded dragon, called the Wit Blitz, but the Wit Blitz doesn't have the patterning on it. As you see, this one still has the pattern. It still has the pattern that the normal has, but it's just a brighter coloring. The Wit Blitz is a brighter coloring, not exactly like this. They're a little bit lighter, I guess. And then they don't have the pattern on them. And I'll actually probably do a comparison between all three of those so I can better show you the differences. But here is our hypo for the day, our bearded dragon. And then our last one we're gonna do today is the green morph of the white tree frog. The tree frog for the white tree frog, the morph that you see most commonly is actually called the blue morph, which is the morph that is indicative of Australia. I believe I'm remembering correctly. It's the more common one. It's not really a blue color. It's still kind of green, but it's more skewed blue, whereas this one is more of a actual green, kind of like, you can kind of see it's kind of like a limey green, so a little more yellowy green. And then it has the white belly. I can't remember where this one is from. I believe it's an Asian morph, but I don't want to say a place and be incorrect about that. I believe it's an Asiatic morph though. But anyway, I'll show you the difference between this one and the blue one whenever I get it printed out as well. I'm going to start with the bearded dragon because that's our hypo, and these are the last, well, not the last, these are the next batch of that series that I just called the hypo series. I just randomly made that up just now. So I'll do the hypo first, and then we'll move on to the other morphs that I will be putting out alongside this one. So here's our hypo bearded dragon, and I'm going to get it printed out and take a look at it with you guys. So I will be right back with once it has printed. Our hypo bearded dragons just finished printing out, and I actually had to replace my yellow ink, so I wrote that down on this paper because as I told you in the last video, my dad said that I should be keeping up with when I replace ink to see how fast, how frequent I need to be replacing ink. So I put it on this paper, and I'm actually like keeping it by my printer. But anyway, I had to replace the yellow. So now these are our first stickers printed of the day, and our first thing printed with the new yellow ink cartridge in. And they came out good. I don't see any issues with the printing for these guys. I'm going to let them go ahead and dry a little bit, and then I will laminate them and get them cut out. But here is the first look at how they are, and I think they look really good. I'm hoping that they will get some good traction on the store. The normal beardies do relatively well on the store. I haven't gotten any sales necessarily on the Wit Blitz, which is similar to this one, but without the pattern and a little bit lighter and brighter, which I'll show you guys when we do our comparisons. it's gotten a couple of favorites here and there from people, so I'm hoping that as my traction and what's it called? People coming to the store, I can't remember what it's called. Not traction. I'll think of the word, I'm sure, as soon as I'm trying to do something else. Traffic, there we go. Traffic picks up the whiplets, and these hypos will be getting some more love like the normals, but I feel like since this one is pretty similar to a normal beardy, just a little bit brighter, that it will have some favorites and hopefully some sales as well. But I'm going to, like I said, let them dry a little bit and then laminate and cut. So I will be back whenever I am on to the next steps for these guys. Okay, our Hypo bearded dragons just finished cutting out. I've already released them from the Cricut, and it is time to pull them off of the grid. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with you guys. And it already, right off the bat, looks like they all cut out perfectly aligned. I haven't been having any issues recently with alignment, which of course I say that, and I am not trying to jinx myself, but I'm just happy that I haven't had any issues with that, especially since the Cricut Maker space, workspace, has updated a couple of times, and I haven't had to do any kind of recalibration since the last time I had to recalibrate. So I am happy with how these guys cut out. They're, as I said, lined up. All of them appear to be lined up. I'm using my strong grip grid for whatever reason, and they're not wanting to come up. So I'm gonna just go around the edges of these guys and get them off of the grid. Some of them are coming up without needing to do that, but some of them I need to just get the edge started so that I can get the backer coming with them. There we go. This guy bent a little bit when I was doing that. So that's okay. He flattened back out very easily. Let's see. These guys maybe, yeah, there we go. Doing it from their head seems to be easier. There we go. We got all of our Hypo beardies off the grid and cut out. There they are. I believe I get 8 to a page for the bearded dragons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So I'm able to get 8 of these guys on a page at a time. So here's our 8 new Hypo bearded dragons. And now we will move on to, I guess let's do our lesser ball pythons. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that printed out and then come back to you guys to take the first look together. Oh my gosh, guys, I took a little bit of a peek while the lesser ball pythons were printing out, and the color looked so good. I'm so excited to look at it with you guys. I loved how it looked when I took a little peek. I try so hard not to look until I'm like looking with you guys, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. let me spin you guys around so you can see. I'm not looking down. I'm gonna look up, spin you around, pan down. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, I'm gonna pan down with you guys. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, they look so good. Okay, let me move them like this. Okay, oh my god, I love the color. I love how these guys came out. I am so happy. Oh, and the green eye, it looks so good. Again, I'm gonna be doing a comparison for you guys of how the normal looks next to the new morph, so you guys can see the differences. But this, it just looks so nice. You probably have been able to figure out that me and also my mom as well are suckers for lesser ball python morphs. And this is just, I feel like this sticker is so successful with its color and its highlights, and I feel like it really captured the lesser morph in it. I'm so happy. I'm gonna have to steal one of these to give to my mom. Whenever. None of them are gonna like come out bad. I'll probably just jinx myself, but I've been doing really good with how my stickers have been doing lately, especially with my new squeegee that I'm in love with. The lamination has not messed up in forever. We just saw that the calibration is good unless something has happened in between now and printing out the bearded dragons, which was only a couple minutes. Then these are going to do good. And as you can see, I'm only able to get 4 to a page because of how big these are. The ball python and the hognose are my 2 biggest stickers of the reptiles, so I'm only able to get 4 of those on a page, which means I have to print more pages of this one obviously out. So taking one to my mom is I guess doesn't really make that much business sense, but I am so happy with it, and I know that she would love it, and it looks just like her little baby ball python, so I have to give her one. So I will be printing out a couple more pages of this one for the shop, but I'm so happy. Just look at the close-up of it. It's gonna look so good as a sticker. it already looks so good printed out, but once it's cut out, it's gonna be amazing, and especially with the laminate on top of it, oh, it's gonna look so good. Okay, I will be back for peeling them off of the grid. I'm so excited to see how they look. I know that I keep saying that, but I'm so happy with how these look. Okay, I will be right back. All right, our Cricut just finished cutting the new ball python stickers out. I went ahead and took it out of the Cricut. I'm gonna try to video it this way, and I have no idea how this is gonna go, but I'm going to peel this extra paper away from the grid. Let's throw it in there. I haven't cleaned out my trash can yet. And I'm gonna, since I am holding you guys, I'm gonna go around the edge a little bit and see if I can get them up this way. Okay, that guy's going. Let's see. There we go. All right. Here is our new ball python. Oh my god. It looks so good. I love it. I hope that it does good on the shop. I'll be honest, I'm gonna be sad if nobody buys at least one. Because just look at it. I don't know if you guys are in love with it as much as I am, but I think it looks so good. Okay, let me see if I can get the other guys off this way. I'm doing it one-handed. One-handed while doing it this way. I don't know why I decided to record like this. I just felt like changing it up. I don't want my videos to feel so repetitive that they're boring. And I have been a little bit worried that they might be getting kind of repetitive and boring. But you guys can let me know. There we go. That guy's up as well. There we go. We got 4 of those ones done. I will be printing out at least another sheet, if not 2, of these ones. But here they are, our lesser ball pythons. And I'm gonna go ahead and move on to our last sticker for the day, which is our green morph of the White's tree frog. So of course, I will get it printed out and be taking the first look with you guys. I know that I sneaked a little peek while this one was printing earlier, but I promise I will be taking the very first look. I won't even glance at it. Just to make sure that it's printing. I'll click start and then I won't look. And I'll take the first peek at the green morph with you guys. So I will be right back. The green morph of the White's tree frog, also more commonly known as the dumpy frog, I've forgotten to mention that, is printed out. And as you see, I have not moved it yet, so let's go ahead and flip it this way so it's drying flat. And I think its color came out really nicely. I was a little bit worried about the stomachs on them because the stomach is white. I gave it some shadowing that's a little more blushy. And so I was hoping that it still looked nice whenever it was printed out. I didn't want it to just look pure white. So I gave it that little bit of blushing, like I said, and I think that that came out good. I like the highlight on the green. It's very vibrant looking. It's a very bright highlight. I don't think it's too bright. I don't know. You guys might think it's a little bright, but in person I don't think it looks that quite as like contrasty bright highlight like that. It's still very bright though, but I like it like that. I'm going to, of course, just like the last two, let them dry, laminate, come back whenever I am peeling them off of the grid. But here is a closer look at how they did printing out. And I think, again, the colors came out good. I'm happy with the stomachs. That was the only part that I was a little bit nervous about, was that slightly off-white stomach, but I think that the shadows help it not look so flat. So I am happy with it, and I will come back to you guys whenever it's time to peel them off of the grid. All right, our dumpy frogs have just finished cutting out, and I'm gonna go ahead and peel them off of the grid, and we can take a look at the final product of the sticker. I'm ripping the backer. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can get these guys to come off smoothly. There we go, our first one. I think that it looks really nice, clean, cut out into a sticker. Let's try and get the other guys off of the grid. Here we go. And these ones, I'm able to get 6 per sheet. So I still might do a second one, but it's not as necessary as the ones that I can only get 4 of. Okay, did that. Let me cover up my grid so that we don't get any like hair or anything on it. That's going to be getting rid of our stickiness. All right, here are our green dumpy frog, our green whites tree frogs. And I think, again, they came out really good. I will go ahead and set up looking at the differences between our new morphs and the normals of all of our stickers we did today. And then I guess we will go to our outro corner, and I will tell you about what to expect in the next video. So let me go ahead and get all that ready to show you guys our final product of stickers and how they compare to the normals. All right, I'm gonna start with our dumpy frog that we just finished cutting out on the Cricut. This is our green morph of our White's tree frog. And here is the quote-unquote normal, the most commonly seen one, which is the blue morph of the White's tree frog, which, if you remember, I said I believe is actually the Australian variant. What's it called? Oh, I just had it in my brain. Anyway, this one's the one that's the most common one, which is the blue, and this is the green. As you can see, this one has a lot more of a blush color stomach, and it is, like I mentioned in the beginning, still green, not entirely like bright, vivid blue, like the hue blue that you would think of when you just hear the word blue. It's still kind of a green, but it is more cooler than the green morph, which is more of that kind of olivey color. And you can see that its stomach definitely looks a lot whiter. I think if I do it this way, it definitely looks a lot whiter than the blue one. But it's not entirely white. It has kind of a blush undertone. You can definitely see in the shadow that more pinkish color kind of going on. But so there is our comparison of our new morph with our more common morph that we started with. And you can also see that I did the highlight on this one. I used a different layer effect overlay for how I did the highlights on this one, which ended up making it just white on that one, which is the really more shiny spot. And then I decided I didn't like that, so then I changed to a different layer style, and now we get a nicer looking highlight, I feel like, which I did on the honey morph uses that different one as well. So that's our comparison of these ones. And then moving on to our new lesser ball python. Here is a close-up of that, and I just love it so much. I can't stop gushing about it. It is so beautiful. I love its yellow, kind of buttery color, and then the brown is just a nice color brown, and then of course the green eyes I love. Here is our original normal ball python. As you see, it is a lot more just brown everywhere. The pattern is a lot, it's still visible, but it is just like a different lighter brown than the, I was calling this the base color whenever I was making it. It's all just kind of the same brown, but lighter pattern, and then darker kind of base color, but overall same family of brown. So there's the comparison of those ones. And as you see, they just have the normal black eyes. And I think that the green just is really, it pops so much on this lesser. And I think that it is also just more striking with its color. Its pattern being yellow on top of a more kind of caramelly brown. It's darker brown for its pattern, is more like the lighter brown on the normal. They're not exactly the same color. They're different whenever I was making them, but they look similar whenever you hold them side by side. But so that's those ones. And then we move on to our hypo of the video, our hypo bearded dragon. And here is how he came out. He is a light colored bearded dragon with still that banding pattern on the tail and those kind of not really trapezoidal, not really octagonal kind of shape that goes up the back of bearded dragons. And oops, and also I'm gonna show you guys, but anything that has a hypo in a bearded dragon, any morph that has a hypo element to it, has these transparent white claw. So that's how you can tell if it has that or not. So this one has the little white claws on it. And then here is our normal bearded dragon. The pattern's a lot more pronounced. It is a lot more of a brown. Its stomach is darker as well. And on this one you can see that it actually has dark claws. It does not have transparent kind of claws. Oh, I don't know what happened to the tail on this one. I think that's just the backer got cut weird. But it has more of like black claws. So that is how these ones look side by side. As you can see, this one's darker, this one's lighter, but then I also was wanting to show you the difference between this guy, the hypo, and our previous morph that I did for the bearded dragons, which is the Wit Blitz. This is the Wit Blitz. And I know that at first it probably was like, oh, didn't you already make like a hypo one? But they are, I feel like, a lot different. They're different enough that I felt like I could make both of them. This one, as you can see, has the transparent claws, but it is patternless. It does not have the tail striping or the shape, the octagonal kind of esque shape going up the back. And it is a lot creamier, the way that I made it. And it's just a lot different, honestly. Like, these two are pretty similar. I probably could have pushed the hypo to be a little bit more exaggeratedly different. But I think that it's still different enough that people that like bearded dragons will know that it is obviously different. But like this one, whenever you do side by side with the hypo and the Wit Blitz, you can clearly see, let me move our normal one. You can clearly see the differences in these morphs. So while they still are related, because this one, I'm fairly certain whenever I was researching, the Whiplets uses the Hypo. But I don't remember how they got rid of the pattern. I can't remember. But it is a lot more creamy, a lot more yellow. It was one that they ended up making whenever they were trying to make a white bearded dragon. I know that. So there's actually one more that I am going to do of the bearded dragon that will be kind of similar, called the Zero, which is the closest that they have to a albino or a pure white bearded dragon, which I will be doing in our Blue-Eyed Lucy Belle, also known as Blue-Eyed Leucistic series of morphs. So whenever I get around to the bearded dragon, you will see that one. But there's our comparison for those ones. Our new guy, our normal, and then I just wanted to show you guys that this one is in fact different than the Whiplets, because I felt like whenever I first thought of, I got a hair on it, whenever I first thought of the Hypo and Whiplets in my head, I was like, aren't those similar? But you can see they're pretty different. So there is our comparison of our new ones to our normals, and then I'll just go ahead and show you guys how all three of them came out together. Here you go. Our final overview, our final look, our green morph, our Hypo, and our lesser. So that's going to be all of the stickers that we're able to do today. I will jump to the outro and talk to you guys about what to expect in the next video, because I do have some exciting ideas coming up for our very next video. Okay guys, back in my little recording corner. This is going to be the end of the video. I hope that you guys liked how our 3 stickers today turned out. I think that they all came out really good. And of course, as I've been saying the whole time, I love how our lesser ball python came out. I was surprised, actually, I guess, with how it looks in real life. Like whenever I designed it, it felt like it was a successful one and that it would look good. But I had been working on all of the ball python morphs at the same time, and so I guess maybe it kind of got lost, like in how I was feeling about it. I just was kind of in that work mode where I was like, yes, this one's done, it looks good, move on to the next one, and didn't really take the time to fully appreciate how much I liked it. Which that also might again be because I do have a soft spot for the lesser morph itself anyway in the ball pythons, but then seeing it actually as a tangible sticker, it made it so, I don't know what the word is, maybe gratifying. I really like it. I'm so happy with how that one came out. The green dumpy frog that we did, and then also the Hypo of the video, the Hypo bearded dragon, also of course came out really well. I don't want to undersell them at all with how much praise I'm giving, the lesser, but it's just, I feel like that one, out of our ball pythons that we have, that one's probably my favorite so far. But I told you guys that I was going to tell you what I was going to do in the next video. It is coming up on September, which for me is the start of spooky season. I've been seeing other people also getting ready for October launches and stuff for Halloween. I am planning on, in September, at some time in early September, I'm hoping that I'll get out a video where I am designing some new stickers that I want to release for Halloween. I already have the Black Dahlia, which is really popular out of all of my flowers, so I feel like that one's gonna be still popular and probably getting even more like traffic going to its post and getting more purchases now that it's getting closer to time for Halloween. And then I have my Black Hellbore, which I did last year for Halloween. And then I did, my Forever Susan Lily was another one that I did for Halloween, which is a purple and orange colored lily. Those were my Halloween stickers last year, and it was all flowers. This year, I want to do a new flower. I want to do a spider. I already have some spiders up on the shop, and I feel like out of those ones, my red knee tarantula is probably the one I would say is more Halloween-like. But I'm gonna do another spider, and then I also actually want to do 2 new moths. I already have all 4 of those picked out, and I've already actually done my flower that I want to do for Halloween, but I need to go ahead and get the other ones designed and ready for printing. But that is what I'm going to be doing in the very next video, is I want to do those new stickers. So I'm excited to show you guys what out of all of those, what I've chosen for each one, what flower, what moths, what spider, and I want to get them out in September so that people have time throughout October, leading up to Halloween, of course, to get those ordered if they're wanting them for Halloween. So that is what I'm working on in the background, and I am happy with how the flower already came out. I think that it's really good. I'm hoping that it's another popular one, but I do feel like, or I'm hoping that the Black Dahlia will be getting some traction leading up to Halloween, because I do know that people are going to start in September looking for things, because I've already been seeing people that I follow that also have small businesses getting into the swing of starting their Halloween drops of what they make. So that's what you can look forward to. That's going to be the end of the video though. If that interests you, why not subscribe so that you can follow me and see that video of my Halloween stuff. I'm going to be posting some new stuff on Instagram and on TikTok, which will have links down in the description to those social medias. I'm trying to start doing more kind of behind the scenes like stuff on my Instagram, as well as announcing whenever I make the new stickers. And then on my TikTok is where I'm doing packaging videos of orders, and also again announcing my new stickers whenever I have new stickers that I've posted. So if you like either one of those types of content, you can go to one of those or both of those if you like both, and follow me on those. Like I said, those will be down in the description. My elf press shop, my Etsy shop, also has a link down there in the description. So if you want to get one of my stickers or a bookmark, I do make bookmarks. And I also have pin charms. I don't know if I've ever shown the pin charms on YouTube, but you guys can just go and look on my shop if there's anything on there that you think is interesting, or you just want to check it out and maybe buy something. It will be down there as well. If you have a thought that you want to share, don't forget to put it in the comments. I do read the comments. I like to see what you guys are thinking. And if you like the video, don't forget to leave a like. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you want to join me on this owning a business journey, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified for when I do release the next video. I think that's everything that I'm supposed to hit at the end of my YouTube video, so hopefully I didn't forget anything. But if I did, oh well. I'll see you guys in the next video. I am excited to do Halloween with you guys. Bye, YouTube!